have one. If
Well,
he
we'll
comes,
go.
I'm not gonna have one, huh?
You want to go there? Saturday. Yeah, 'cause I won't-
Yeah, they put him. That's a rich.
Oh, God.
You in between me and
It's like sitting between Willie and Mo.
That's right. Come on, come on.
Not the first time.
I know what I'm doing.
Who talks the most? Who talks the most? They both talk a lot.
Technology is like, it's not awesome. You shouldn't even have it.
You been doing all right? I'm fine. How about you? What you been up to? What happened? I did. I'm working on it. I'm trying to wait the window of time. I need to get. Oh, you hold out. I earned it. That's right. Look, that's right. You hold out. Hey, you just in the holding pattern. I'm in a holding pattern. That's right. Not going back, but I want my benefits. Don't lay in the plane.
What's up, Peter?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, don't lay in it. I just got excited for a couple of weeks, right? And I had to cut that short. Well, I stopped.
Who is?
Huh?
Oh, he's recording.
Doing that.
All right, if everybody could try and find their seats, we're going to get started here. It is 2:30 on Monday, December 15th. And we're going to start our Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. I'm going to go ahead and read into the record our statement of powers. The Augusta Board of Zoning Appeals hears and makes decisions on applications for variances in accordance with the powers granted under Section 1-4-88 of the Augusta, Georgia Code. The applicant must provide any scaled drawings or plot plans, including all dimensions, pictures, or any other supporting information at this meeting. Only information presented at this meeting may be used in any future hearings regarding this petition. Any person affected by the board's decision may file an appeal with the Superior Court of Richmond County, Georgia, within 30 days of the decision of this board. The meeting will be conducted in accordance with the board's bylaws and rules of procedure and the latest edition of Robert's Rules of Order, unless otherwise directed by a majority of the board in session at the time. A minimum of 10 minutes shall be afforded for the presentation of data, evidence, and opinions on each side of the petition. If more than 10 minutes is afforded to one side, then an equal amount of time shall be afforded to the other side. The board encourages participation in this hearing, and there is no restriction on who may address the board within the allotted time. The board does ask that all public comments be brief, on subject, and directed to the board at large, not any individual or group. Before we move into the agenda and the approval of minutes, as many of our board members remember, Brian Kepner, who was a part of our team, passed away recently, and he was a great part of our team. And if we wouldn't mind just taking a quick moment of silence to remember his contributions. May he rest in peace. Go ahead and entertain give you guys an opportunity to look through the minutes from the November meeting, and then we'll entertain a motion to approve them.
I make a motion to approve our minutes from our November 17, 2025 meeting. Second.
We have a motion by Ms. Williams, seconded by Ms. Williams. Doctor, which one's it? Never mind, Pastor. All in favor of the approval of the minutes by show of hands? Any opposition? Seeing none, that is a motion to approve accepted. All right, we can go ahead and move into our agenda. Again, noting that items 2 and 3 have been withdrawn.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to start off with BZA 25-47, a petition by Jake Keedy requesting a variance from Section 8-8C of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance to reduce the rear yard setbacks from 7 feet to 4 feet on property located at 1218 Winter Street. Staff will present.
All right, thank you, Mr. Vassar. Thank you, staff. Thank you, the board. Ladies and gentlemen, Todd Kennedy from the Planning and Development staff here to go ahead and present this case. The variance request pertains to a 0.28 acre parcel located at 1218 Winter Street, located within the Somerville Historic District. The applicant is requesting a reduction of the required side yard setback to allow for the completion of the construction of a deck addition. The findings are as follows, findings 1 through 7. Number 1, the subject property is shaped like a trapezoid and is located at the corner of Winter Street and Queensway. The property measures approximately 90 feet, 90.53 feet wide in the front and 21.4 feet in the rear. The property measures 184 feet deep on the Queensway side and 175.76 feet deep on the interior side. Number 2, at the time of the completion of this report, staff did not receive any inquiries regarding this variance application. Number 3, the applicant began construction of the deck without COA approval or permit issuance. Number 4, according to the tax records, the property contains a 1,666 square foot single family residence that was constructed in 1916. Number 5, the applicant seeks to complete the construction of a deck that will be on the interior side of the house and going around the rear of the house. Number 6, Section 8-8B of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance states that a lot with widths between 56 feet and 70 feet shall have a minimum side yard of 7 feet. Number 7, this proposed deck will require a certificate of appropriateness, or COA. From the Historic Preservation Commission, a COA application has been submitted and is scheduled to be heard by the HPC at its regular meeting on December 18, 2025, under COA number 25-73. Mr. Chair, members of the board, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. I appreciate it. If the applicant is present, if you wouldn't mind making your way over to this podium over here. And when you get there, if you wouldn't mind stating your name, your address, and that you have the authority to speak on behalf of the application.
My name is Jacob Cady. I live at 1218 Winter Street, and I'm the owner, so I give myself permission.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. You have 10 minutes to add anything that you may like.
Yeah, I started this project. I signed the agreement on the house before Helene, and then finished the renovations of the house the 1-year anniversary of Helene. I worked very closely with my neighbor on redoing the deck that was there, and actually moved the previous deck was right on the fence line, and now that the new deck I built is now 4 feet away, so we actually have a walking path that me and him utilize quite often. It was made out of, do you need to know the material, or just is it more about the setback?
More about the setback, but you can add anything you like.
Yeah, so there's a walking path between to help me and my neighbor. We worked very closely, and I don't see him here. His name's Bill, but he was a big help on mentoring me on how he would like this deck to look, as well as myself when we did it.
All right, if you don't mind just hanging out there for just a second. Is there any opposition present for this application? Seeing none, staff, did we receive any opposition? All right, I'll open it up to the board for any questions to the applicant.
Can we get recommendations?
Mr. Brigham would like the staff's recommendation, please.
Okay. The Planning and Development staff recommends denial of the variance request as it does not meet all criteria established in the Section 23-5B of the comprehensive zoning ordinance of Augusta, Georgia as amended. Should the board decide to approve the variance request, staff recommends the following condition. Allow for an interior side yard setback of no less than 4 feet along the northern property line of the tract as shown on the conceptual plan. And that concludes staff's recommendation.
Thank you very much. If there's no further questions, we'll entertain a motion.
I move to, well, let me ask the applicant, are you okay with the conditions as they were read, which is essentially allow for an interior side yard setback of no less than 4 feet along the northern property line?
Just to confirm, so that's between the deck and his fence?
In your
That's
property
what,
line.
Just like a path, or do I need to grow grass?
No,
I don't
you
think growing grass
you
is
can't
possible.
build the deck any larger towards the fence.
Absolutely. I don't plan to. I plan to build a walkway.
Okay. I make a motion to approve, subject to conditions.
Hold, please.
Doesn't it have to have HPC approval?
Just 1 second. Go ahead, Kevin. I think he was getting ready to address that.
So we wanted to add the permitting aspect to it since the permit was not pulled to construct the deck, to add that as a condition.
Okay.
And then they are working in conjunction with our HPC to get this.
All right. So just so you're clear, the staff's going to make this following recommendation, and this is going to affect whoever's going to make the motion. It's going to be to actually allow the existing deck to conform based on the 4 feet along the northern property. It's also going to be that you're going to have to get the proper permit and that you're going to have HPC approval.
Yes. Can I make another comment?
Sure can.
While going through this renovation, the inspectors did look over the deck and have, although I'll add it to the scope of work that my permit currently has, they have gone through and they've checked it all. They actually maybe I missed 2 nails on a hanger, so they have gone through and checked it all. So it is good.
I think just for the legality of it, we're going to have to make sure that that permit does conform and that it is correct.
Absolutely. I will add it to the scope of work.
Thank you very much. Ross, anything you'd like to add?
So I will amend the motion to include the 2 additional conditions as read by staff. If staff wants to reread them into the record.
Yeah, let's do that.
We're going to go ahead and ask staff to read into the record the full recommendation with the 3 items as.
All right, so. 1 second, I'm sorry. Okay, so planning and development staff recommends denial of the variance request as it does not meet the criteria of section 23-5B of the comprehensive zoning ordinance as amended. Should the board decide to approve the variance request, staff recommends the following conditions. The first one is to allow for the interior side yard setback of no less than 4 feet along the northern property line of the tract, as shown in the concept plan. And number 2 would be that the applicant shall obtain any applicable permitting associated with this construction or the construction of the deck. And that concludes staff's recommendation.
I'm sorry, HPC?
Oh, and then finally, the deck shall receive the necessary certificate of appropriateness for construction of the deck.
All right.
All right, so for clarity, you understand what all those mean?
I need to revise my scope of work and get HPC approval.
Right, and you need to get a permit, make sure it's permitted as well.
Yeah, revise the scope of work to the current permit I already have, correct?
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
And you'll have to get approval on that.
You'll come back to this board?
No, you wouldn't come back to us, no.
Oh,
You go back to staff.
correct, yes, yes, sir.
There you go. All right, we have that motion.
And you're comfortable?
Yes, sir, I've actually been working with Mr. Todd and Mr. Kevin pretty closely on this
Already.
whole process. They're the ones that advised me to come here today.
Okay, all right. So then, just for clarity, my motion is to approve subject to the 3 conditions as read by staff.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Trulock, a second by, I believe it was Mr. Brigham, but I'll give it to Mr. Turner too, whoever wants to duke it out. All right, great. All in favor, show of hands for the approval of the motion as stated. I see no opposition. You have unanimous approval of that. You will get a letter in the mail shortly.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you guys so much.
We'll go ahead and read into the record the next item on the agenda, please.
Okay. Item number 5, BZA 25-48, petition by Tony Pearson, Pearson Rental Property, Inc., requesting a variance from section 28E1J of the comprehensive zoning ordinance to reduce the required number of restroom stalls per sex in the RV park from 4 to 2 on the property located at 3663 Riceboro Road. Staff will present.
Thank you, Mr. Vassar, staff, members of the board, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Todd Kennedy from Planning's development staff here to present this case before you. The case you have before you, this variance request involves an approximately 7.84 acre parcel located at 3663 Wrightsboro Road. The property is zoned B2, general business, and is situated in the Bel Air neighborhood. The applicant seeks a variance to reduce the required number of toilet and bathing facilities that are distinctly marked for each sex in the RV park from four to 2. The toilet and bathing facility shall consist of at least 1 lavatory, 1 water closet, and 1 shower. The findings are as follows. Findings 1 through 7. Number 1, this property is currently going through the site plan review process to develop the RV park and has received conditional approvals to move forward with that process pending various departmental comments being corrected. Number 2, section 28-E1J of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance states that toilet and bathing facilities shall be provided for each sex at the rate of 1 lavatory, 1 water closet, and 1 shower for each 10 recreational vehicle spaces for occupancy in the recreational vehicle park. Number 3, the site plans and the letter of intent provided both identify that 40 RV parking units are planning to be developed. Number 4, the proposed Pearson RV park would need to provide 4 toilet and bathing facilities per sex per the comprehensive zoning ordinance. The reduction in 2 toilet and bathing facilities per sex would be a 50% reduction from what is required. Number 5, all of the toilet and bathing facilities will be connected to the recreational vehicle park's water and sewage systems. Number 6, the applicant states that the primary purpose of the variance request originates from the assumption that 95% to 100% of their guests will be staying in RVs that have their own toilet and bathing facilities. Number 7, at the time of the completion of this report, multiple inquiries were received by staff concerning this variance application. Mr. Chair, members of the board, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy. I assume you're the applicant?
I am.
All right, if you wouldn't mind reading your name and your address into the record.
All right, Tony Pearson. My address is 3663 Riceboro Road. That's where the business is located.
That's good.
Yeah.
You'll have up to 10 minutes to add anything that you'd like, sir.
All right, so, I mean, he pretty much covered everything. All right, so I'm not really requesting that, that we change the code of the variance in its entirety. I just wanted to be practical and apply to what we have going as an RV park. As Mr. Todd iterated, the vast majority of our patrons are going to come to the park with their own bathing facilities. If you're familiar with RV units, which I'm pretty sure you guys are, these things have, their own bathing and toiletry facilities on site. And a lot of them, including mine, not only has 1, it has 2. So I think the code is already satisfied just by the patrons coming on site. Because if you look at it, I've got 40 units out there, if I'm blessed, of course. each one of those units are gonna provide between 40 and 60 bathing facilities, you know, on site themselves without having the communal restrooms. So if you add the communal restrooms, you're looking at units that, and based on my experience, because I've traveled to Southeast RVing, if you add those communal restrooms, you're looking at units that are just either not gonna be used or gonna be rarely used. If you're familiar with, you know, RV parking or camping or whatever, you notice that if you're camping, your first option is not to go and use a communal restroom. You wanna use what you brought. So that's kind of my argument in its entirety, you know, for lack of a better term. What I'm building, what I'm being asked to build is an infrastructure that's seemingly useless, you know, that's going to add to the sewage and the fresh water usage that, you know, is not really necessary because we're a full-service RV site. So with that being said, this code, although it applies to us, it seems like it was more catered, it's more geared towards a campground that allows tent camping, has cabins, has yurts, has all of those different type of structures that does not come with the bathing and restroom facilities on their units. You know, that's the way I read it. That's the way it sounds to me. So I don't really think practically that this code is beneficial for us because we're inundated with restrooms and bathrooms. I mean, there's nowhere else to fit in here. I mean, two per sex, I can see that. 4 is a little bit extreme. We got a RV park, multiple RV parks, but I'm gonna just, you know, we got one not far down the road from us. 123 sites, been in business close to 30 years, not one bathhouse on site, not one communal restroom on site, does not have, you know, any problems with the health department or any issues, you know, regarding that. So I'm asking and praying at the same time that the commissioners, you know, you guys say, hey, you know, go ahead and approve this thing. Let's move on and build something great.
All right, thank you very much. Is there any opposition present today? All right, seeing none, I noted that in the staff's report that there were some inquiries. Did we receive any opposition through those inquiries?
We got some neighbor copies opposed.
Okay. Some neighbors that were opposed. Did they include any? Okay.
Are they opposed to the bathrooms?
Not specifically the bathroom, but activities associated with the proposed development, like removal of trees, screening.
Gotcha.
But that's got nothing to do with what we're.
Yeah.
So they didn't specify the specific restroom.
So no opposition to what's relevant to this board. Understood.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
question to staff.
Sure, Ms. Chivers?
And you may know this, you may not. Have we approved any of them, any other RV parks with just 2? Have we?
So
Because
this is
he was just saying that there's one right down the road.
That one is essentially grandfathered. These
Grandfathered
codes are, I was here when they came up with this language, so it probably was 5 or 6 years ago maybe.
Okay.
And we've only had, 2 or 3 RV site plans in that time span. The one we did most recent to this is off of Peach Orchard. It's not on the main road, but it was much smaller than his requests. They may have had 10 spaces or less than 10 spaces, so they didn't, that wasn't an issue for them. So we've never considered a variance for this particular section of the code. This is the very first one.
Very first one? Okay.
Any further questions?
Answer.
Mr. Brigham?
Mr. Patterson, I'm gonna drift a little far, but I got some curiosities.
Okay.
I'm assuming you got a dump site for your RVs somewhere on the property.
Yeah, I heard you ask about that in the and the information that you were given was correct, but still doesn't apply to me. We are on city sewer.
Okay,
And
that was going to be
city
my
water.
next question.
Yeah. Now, but again, that entire strip in that area is not. We were blessed because the gentleman the family that I bought it from sold the townhouse community behind me to those developers back there. And part of his agreement was to have, make sure that he has a connection to the city sewer. So it is on our property. We got a lift to it. We got a pump to it, but it's there. Yeah, it's there.
But,
Yeah. It's behind the pond. Yeah.
okay. But the other thing I wanted to make sure of, that you do have a dump station so the RVs can dump on your site.
That is not in our plan. The dump station is automatic because, well, yeah, to answer your question, yeah, they're gonna dump into the sewer.
Okay, that's what I
Oh, he's
anticipated.
saying dump station.
Well, when I meant that, I meant a place where the RVs could dump.
Yeah, so
their
our
residue.
entire site is complete full hookup.
Okay,
When you come, it's worry-free. You just plug into everything we got there, all utilities, and you're home free. You don't have to worry about where your waste is gonna go. All you gotta do is have the ability to pull your valve and dump it into the sewer system.
It's a full, each
It's
site is a
full-
full sewer hookup?
Full sewer hookup, each site.
I can pause here for just a second. Ms. Pitts, you had your hand raised. You good?
I was just wanting him to specify that it was full service hookups on each site, so each bathroom has its own sewer hookup and water hookup to each RV.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarity, and you affirmed that.
Correct,
Okay.
yes,
All right.
definitely.
Mr. Chairman, I'm willing to make a motion to approve this application.
All right, do you want to approve it with the conditions before?
I'd
when
like to hear them, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was getting towards. If we could have staff make give us their staff recommendation, please.
All right. The Planning and Development staff recommends denial of the variance request as it does not meet all the criteria for granting variances established in Section 33 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance as it amended. Should the board move to approve the applicant request, the staff recommends the following condition. Allow for the reduction in the required number of toilets and bathing facilities for each sex. Sorry, I ain't got my glasses. In the RV park from 4 to 2. Number 2, each of the 2 toilets and bathing facilities must be distinctly marked for each sex. Number 3, each of the 2 toilets and bathing facilities must consist of at least 1 laboratory, 1 water closet, and 1 shower. And this concludes staff's recommendation.
All right, Mr. Pearson, are you agreeable to those conditions? Should we move forward with that?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Turner, I see you have a question.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. This question is for the applicant. Sir, would it be possible for me as a private citizen to rent any of this space for a party or an event? Or is it only going to be available to those who actually rent a RV space?
Yeah, I would say, because we're living in space, we don't have a banquet room or any type of, picnic area or anything like that to have.
So it's your intention not to allow, basically it's for RV and RV only and not basically for other rentals that may drive a need to have more facilities?
Correct, because that would create an inundation of the park.
All right,
Yeah.
Does that answer your question, Mr. Turner? Yes, sir. All right, we have a motion from Mr. Brigham to, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and read it so that way we make sure we follow the rules. Thank you. All right, Mr. Brigham has made a motion to approve with the conditions as stated by staff, and I believe Mr. Pascal gave us a second. All right. Having a proper motion and second, all in favor by show of hands of approval? Seeing no opposition, you have your approval, sir. You'll get a letter in the mail.
Thank you. Thank you,
you.
everybody. All right.
All right, we'll go ahead and take the next item. Just a note on this, we're going to go ahead and treat the next 3 items for discussion at one time, but we will vote on each of them separately.
Okay. BZA-25-50, a petition by Bart O'Quinn requesting a variance from Section 8-1B of the Comprehensive Zone Ordinance to increase the fence height in the front yard from 4 feet to 6 feet on the property located at 3221 Skinner Mill Road. BZA 2025-51, a petition by Bart O'Quinn requesting a variance from section 8-1B of the comprehensive zoning ordinance to increase the fence height in the front yard from 4 feet to 6 feet on the property located at 3225 Skinner Mill Road. BZA-25-52, a petition by Bart O'Quinn requesting a variance from section 8-1B of the comprehensive zoning ordinance to increase the fence height in the front yard from 4 feet to 6 feet on the property located at 3217 Skinner Mill Road. Staff will present.
Hi, Rachel Martin, Planning Projects Coordinator. These variance requests involved a proposed wooden fences and to enclose the residences of 3221 Skinner Mill Road, 3225 Skinner Mill Road, and 3217 Skinner Mill Road. Section 8-1B of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance states that a fence, latticework, screen, or wall in a required front yard shall not exceed 4 feet in height. The planned fences would be held to the same standard. The proposed fences at each of these residences will be comprised of wood and run along the property line fronting Skinner Mill Road. The applicant states the fences will enhance safety and security along the busy thoroughfare of Skinner Mill Road. These properties are currently situated in the R1A one-family residential zone. Staff observed only a few instances where fencing exceeds the height requirement in the front yard within the surrounding areas, predominantly across the street. The new fences will not affect the line of sight for the nearby intersection and/or road. Staff did not receive any inquiries concerning this application at the time of completion of the staff report. However, we did hear from the neighbors after the reports were written. And that concludes staff's presentations of these 3 variances. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martin. All right, Mr. O'Quinn, if you wouldn't mind, just for the record, your name and your address.
Bart O'Quinn, 3225 Skinner Mill Road.
Thank you, and you have up to 10 minutes to contribute anything else that you'd like.
Okay. I bought this property in 1989 and have lived there for 35 years. And since that time, Park Place subdivision next to me was built with 6-foot fences running all the way to I-20. And the I-20 20-foot wall behind us, this property runs from Skinner Mill Road to I-20, large lots. 15 years ago, I bought the house 2 doors down, which connects, the land connects contiguous in the back along I-20. And then 4 or 5 years ago, bought the lot on the other side of that, which was a burned out house, demo house that needed to be torn down, which I did. And I built this fence, started building this fence unaware of a city ordinance. I just did not look into that, and seeing that all the 6-foot fences that do run on Skinner Mill Road currently, from my house all the way up to the top of the hill, Best Buy, is 6-foot fencing and walls. And I just I was unaware of an ordinance, and started building the fence at the lower end on the lot, which has no house on it, and brought it all the way up to the second home. And before I went on for 6 weeks before I was sold about the ordinance. So I apologize for jumping the gun and building the fence up there. We built the fence and built it in the way we did to keep people from being able to jump it. It's just a flat wooden fence with no crossboards that you can put your feet on. We've had plenty of crime over the time that I've lived there. Our home broken into, our cars broken into, lots of equipment stolen from behind my house. I run a property management company and have chainsaws and equipment that I keep down there. A lot of that stolen 4 or 5 years ago. And I would like to be able to store trailers that haul equipment in this lot primarily, and that's why I started building the fence where I did, because I intended to put trailers, these longer trailers that haul tractors on them, there. And I can't do that currently without a fence because they'll just be stolen. And we just built this fence for security's sake, and would like for the security of my family and my property to be able to have these fences. It's in no way going to affect my neighbor or neighbors, not their visual going out of their driveway. Shouldn't affect them in any way.
They are completely on my property. I went and the metal detectors found the property pins. No part of them are on the easement. No part of them will be in any future fencing that I build. And that's it.
All right, thank you, Mr. O'Quinn. Is there anyone present today in opposition? Okay, if you want to pick a representative that might like to add anything, you don't have to, but if you'd like to. Mr. O'Quinn, if you don't mind taking a seat, we'll let them use that podium for a moment. I have a feeling staff might need to hop in on that one. Thank you, sir. And as you approach the podium, if you would, please state your name and your address for the record.
My name is Dennis Ilias. I live at 3223 Skinner Mill Road. I live next door to Mr. O'Quinn and also the property that he bought recently. They're next to us on the other side. We do have opposition to the fence here. One, because we're the one property that's in between the two here that will be impacted by the tall fence and anything else that Mr. O'Quinn decides to put on the other side of the other part of the property. It does, even though he did say that it doesn't impact our ability to turn out of the driveway, during the daytime that's generally the case. However, at night it does impact how you come out of the driveway there. It's very dark on the street anyway, although there are some lights out there, it does make it difficult to come out of the driveway, especially when it's very dark. The other thing too is when we decide that at one point, if we ever decide to leave the community and buy something else, we want to be able to resell the home, and we don't want any things that are going to impact that. So that's what I have to say about it.
All right, thank you. And remind me your name one more time, I'm sorry.
My name is Dennis Ilias.
Ilias, thank you very much, Mr. Ilias. All right. If y'all wouldn't mind, if you're done, have a seat for a minute. And yes, ma'am? Your name and your address as well, please.
I'm Mary Ilias,
Okay.
and I'm the wife of this gentleman. I'm not against that fence. What I'm against is that you, as a community, developed an ordinance that says we must abide by the rules and regulations, the law. And the law of the ordinance says in the front yard, it can be a 4-foot fence. The lady across the street, she came down to Planning Commission. She has a wrought iron fence, and she asked the Planning Commission, could she have one put up? And she got the permission from them to do that. This man is in that type of business as he rents and he manages property, and he knows these rules and regulations, and he cannot say that he wasn't told, because I personally went to his home, not in anger, not in any way to ask him to take his fence down. I was telling him that somebody put in my mailbox the ordinance and said, you are not abiding by the rule. Well, they thought it was me that was building the fence, and it wasn't me. I'm the next door neighbor. And so I went over and explained it to him. I said, look, I'm telling you this because there's been people out there from the county taking pictures, and they are definitely going to be talking to you in the future about this situation. And he said, I didn't know that. I said, how is it that you don't know it? You should have inquired about it. This is your this is your job. You manage people's houses, apartment buildings, residentials, what have yous. And if you do that, you should be able to know that you're doing these other things too, or need to do if nothing else, call the Planning Commission or the Code and Enforcement and ask them what they need to do. So when he said he appreciated me giving him that information, and I let him make, I didn't give him my copy because it was a copy that was put in my mailbox by somebody. I have no idea, so help me God. However, he asked me, could he have a copy of it? And I said, you sure can. Get your phone out and make a copy of it. I was there to only try to inform him of what was coming his way, not to be against him. I still think that it is prudent that he abide by the ordinance, the law that is on the books that Richmond County put there. And it clearly states in the front of your house, it's a 4-foot fence. In the back of your house, it can be a 6-foot fence. On the side of your property, it tells you it's anywhere from 3 to 4, but you cannot block the guy that needs to get out of the driveway up and down so they can't see that they're blinded by whatevers that come their way. But I am not against this man or this family.
All right.
I have always tried to, if anything ever came bad his way, I have called him on the phone. I have notified him about things that were happening over at his house or his son's house, who rents one of those pieces of property where the fence now stands. But I never have ever wanted him not to have a fence. I never said that to him the day I talked to him and his wife. And the day that I wouldn't let him have my ordinance, because that was the only one I had that was put in my mailbox.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Ilias. I appreciate that. All right. I'm going to turn real fast to staff here to go ahead and get staff's recommendation, then we can open it up to discussion with the board, please.
Okay. The Planning Development staff recommends denial.
Sorry, do you mind getting a little closer to that? Sorry.
Okay. The Planning Development staff recommends denial of the variance request as it does not meet all the criteria established in section 23-5B of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance of Augusta, Georgia as amended. Should the board decide to approve the variance request, staff recommends the following condition. Allow for a 6-foot fence at the residence and along the property line as shown on the concept plan. That concludes staff's recommendation.
Sorry, Director, and that applies to all three as stated?
That's correct.
All right, I'm going to open it up to questions. I see Ms. Williams first.
I see we had, when you asked for opposition, we had 4 people that raised their hand. So I would like to know, where do they live? Do you all live near this piece of property, these pieces of property? That's what I want to know, because they're not of the same household, and that's important for us to know that.
Fair enough. If you would, please, your name and address.
I am Beckett Core, 18 Eagle Point Drive, just around the corner from them, and 30909. I am up and down Skinner Mill, and I was horrified when I saw 6 feet when the ordinance says 4 feet. How can this be? That's not right. That's illegal. And what's really upset me is he has a steel fence. I don't know what he's going to keep in there. Maybe cattle, maybe equipment. You know, farm people are going in and out of the steel fence. Why? Why does he have a steel fence on Skinner Mill Road? I don't understand that. So it's supposed to be 4 feet, and there should never, ever be a steel fence connecting the 2 wood side pieces of the fence. That is my hesitation. So I am up there, up and down all the time to get to my neighborhood all the time. And I'm just concerned. It's not fair. It's just not fair. You know, follow the rules. Everyone should follow the rules. It's not just for 1 or 2 families. Thank you.
Thank you. And ma'am, would you like to address as well? Oh, no, sorry, her. Again, same procedure, name and address, please.
Claudia Collins. I live at 37 Thornberry, the apartment complex a little further down on the road. The biggest thing is, since I'm a friend of Mary here, going in and out of her driveway, I go over to her house, and when I go out of her driveway, now that the fence is there, like the one lady was talking about at night, you can't see the traffic as well. And there is no lighting much. It's like almost every light since the hurricane has gone. That was on Skinner Mill, by the way. So it's a very hard, and those people are coming around that corner, actually. It says 35, some of them are going about 55. And that road is really dangerous at night. I know of 6 accidents in the last year that have happened on Skinner Mill. And anything that causes you to have a little bit of blockage, you're going to have problems. And that's why a higher fence makes it harder for everybody to see coming out of their driveways, coming out of Thornberry. It's hard. We can't see some things when those curves are going. So that's what I'm looking at as driving. As I've gotten older, I've noticed my eyesight is not as good as it should be, especially at night. And so you're going to have some problems there with that fence being solid, almost solid on that road. And the lower fence is easier to see over, and you can see more.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'll open it up to the board members for any questions. Sorry? Mr. Brigham.
So, Quinn.
Yes.
First question. I'm going to have several probably. Has any of your burglaries been recent?
Well, my wife's car was gone through last night, but there's nothing stolen. But yes, they have been within the last 4 years. All this equipment stolen from my building down below my house was 3 to 4 years. And they entered through this lot where I'm building the fence, went through the woods behind to this building of mine and stole all this.
So I'm assuming there's police reports.
There is.
Okay.
There's a police report for all these. Car broken into, house broken into.
Okay, second question, and if you were in your neighbor's position and had a 6-foot fence around your property, would you be happy with it?
I like fences, so I would be happy with it. We have dogs, and so I was very happy when they built the wall on on I-20, because I didn't know when our house was robbed if they came from I-20 or Skinner Mill. And the 6-foot fence that was built along Park Place, along my property, all the way down, great, made me very happy. And I wanted to go ahead and mention that in front of Eagle Point subdivision is 6-foot walls along Skinner Mill Road, the entire road.
Yes, sir. I'm very familiar with that area. And I also know that those fences along back property lines, and
That's right.
Yours is not. So yours is a little different situation. That's why I'm trying to get information.
Mm-hmm. And I do dispute any visual obstruction leaving my neighbor's yard.
That's fine, but that is something that we take in consideration in whether you dispute it or not. Okay.
And there is no curve. It's a straightaway road.
All right, Ms. Williams, I see your hand
I
up.
realize that, and I also realize you got a ditch in front of your property. I don't want to get in an argument between people while I'm trying to ask questions. I'll deal with other people as needed, and I'm trying to make some decisions. I've represented that area probably 28 years in various capacities, so I'm very familiar with it. And now you got me off track. Kevin, did you find out anything about the widening of Skinner Mill Road?
I did speak with a contact with traffic engineering, and he indicated he didn't have a specific time frame. He was searching through the files while we were on the phone. He did indicate there's no plan to begin construction within the next 3 years. He said they're still in the design phase. The improvements will involve 3 lanes of traffic and then sidewalks.
And sidewalks. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to ask.
All right, we can
I'm getting old, and I'll
While you're
yield for
thinking
right
about it,
now.
Mr. Brigham, we're going to jump to Ms. Williams.
I make a motion to deny the variance request of a 6-foot fence.
Second.
All right, we do have a motion and a second. Ms. Chivers, did you have a question, or are you good?
I was going to make that motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we have a motion.
The chairman, I hate doing this. I think we ought to give some consideration to the vacant lot. I'm in agreement on the 2 residential lots, particularly that form around it. The property I think that, Kevin, please explain to everybody the front yard setback so we're all clear as what we're talking about.
So in terms of the front setbacks for Skinner Mill?
Yeah, well, front yard setbacks
In
as
general.
it occurs with front yard fencing.
Yeah, as the zoning ordinance identifies any property line, a lot line that abuts a street right-of-way, and that could be the interstate highway, that could be a collector street, a local street. Those will be identified as front yards, and essentially in terms of the ordinance, particularly this section, section 8-1, the ordinance prescribes that there's a maximum 4-foot allowance for the overall height for fencing. We don't regulate materials necessarily unless it's in a design or historic district, but if it is in the front yard, it is limited to 4 feet in every instance.
Kevin, will you define what a front yard is?
Yeah, so the front yard is going to be generally that lot line that runs adjacent to the street right-of-way. And so it extends from the street right-of-way, typically 25 feet or 30 feet into the property. So along the street right-of-way and into the property, 20 to 30 feet, generally speaking.
What if the front door is inside of that right-of-way?
Within that front setback distance, usually it's capped to where the front plane of the home is. So it's usually, if it's less than that 25 feet or that 30 feet, it's capped where the front plane of the home exists.
So if the homeowner were to essentially combine the two lots, they could run their 6-foot fence off the front corner of the property all the way down that vacant lot until it turns without any need of variance.
Not necessarily the front corner, but wherever the extension of that front yard terminates, and that may be the 30 feet or 25 feet or the front plane of the home, wherever that point begins to the end of the property. But it has, the front yard has to be respected, the period, the spacing between the right-of-way and, that distance, if that makes sense. And that includes the size.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir, Mr. Brigham.
I had thought I had made my mind up when I got here, but evidently I didn't. I think that the vacant lot should be treated different than the two residential lots. And if the maker of the motion wants to do it that way, I'll be happy not to say much, if anything else. If not, I'm going to make an alternative motion to do that.
Before you do that, I just want to clarify for everyone's sake, and legal can chime in. We've heard discussion and treated all three individuals as one for the discussion point. We will still be voting individually for each of the three. So there is an opportunity to make that change. Should you want to go that route? Would you still like to make your substitute motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Sure.
What lot are we, what?
That's what.
We're
That's
voting
what I
on the
wanna
first
know.
one.
Which is what?
That's going to be 2550, which is 3221 Skinner Mill Road.
I have no problem.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
will
Ms.
you
Chivers.
Will you note which lots we're voting on would be on the front as well as the ones that are on the back that we will, I guess based on Mr. Brigham's motion, would be 6 feet, and then the ones on the front. So we want to know which ones on this sheet would be the front ones that we're voting for.
All will have frontage.
All of them. So what are we voting in terms of for the 6 feet?
Well, right now, there's a motion to deny on this application for the 2550, and it's been seconded for 3221 Skinner Mill, which if you're looking at your packet, is going to be the one that is the flagpole one. It's not technically a
Mr.
flagpole,
Chairman.
but it bends around. I'm sorry, I'll come right there. Does that answer your questions on terms of the property lot? Ms. Williams?
I want to make sure I go on record to clarify my motion. I made a motion, and my intent of my motion was to deny all three of the petitions.
Okay. Because of how we're doing it, we do
Yeah, we have to vote them.
We do have to do all three separately. So as you made your motion, would you like to make sure that your motion's for this application? All right. So that everybody's clear, the motion is stated for this application, which is 2550. That's what we're looking at.
I make a motion to deny BZA 25-50.
Okay, now we're getting it.
Second.
There is a motion and there is a second. There's been plenty of discussion. We're going to go ahead and take a vote by roll call. Ms. Barron.
We were doing good.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, and I should say, I'm sorry, I believe Ms. Morton's going to recuse herself, not abstention, but a recusal.
Okay, let me go and put this down. All right, we're voting to deny BZA 2550. Board Member A. Williams, how do we vote? Board Member Pascal?
Deny.
Board Member Rowe?
Deny.
Board Member Trulock?
Deny.
Okay. Board Member E. Williams?
Deny.
Board Member Forrest?
Deny.
Board Member Mastery? Let me say it right. Board Member Chivers?
Deny.
Board Member Turner?
I am not in favor of the motion. However,
Yes.
I'm not in favor of the motion. However,
So just say it. Abstain.
opposition, however you want to.
That's
He's
fine.
in opposition. He does not approve.
Yeah, he does not approve. That's right. Board Member Brigham?
Appreciate you saving me. On this one, I'm going to vote with the majority of the board.
Okay, sounds good. So BZA 2550 has been denied. Okay.
All right, we're going to move to BZA 2551 now. We've had the same discussion about the property, but this property, let's take a look. This property does have a house? Does this one have the house? Okay, so Mr. Brigham, this one is also occupied. 3225, there is a house on it? Thank you.
I make a motion to deny BZA-25-51.
Second.
There's a motion by Ms. Williams, seconded by Mr. Rowe. We're going to all do another roll call vote. You wanted to treat them all differently, so I got to make sure everybody's voting the way they want to vote.
Can I make one more comment before you?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We have to vote on it real fast, though. I mean, there's already a motion out there, all right? So there's a motion and a second. Let's go ahead.
All right, that's a motion to deny BZA 2551. Board Member Chivers?
Deny.
Board Member Turner?
I'm just fighting the power, so I'm in opposition.
Okay. Board Member Brigham? All right, we're recusing Ms. Morton. Board Member A. Williams?
Deny.
Board Member Pascal?
Deny.
Board Member Rowe?
Deny.
Board Member Trulock?
Opposed.
Board Member E. Williams?
Deny.
And Board Member Forrest?
Deny.
And Board Member Mastre?
Deny.
Thank you. So BZA 2551 has been postponed.
Just hang tight for me 1 second, okay? All right, we're going to now vote on, or take into consideration BZA 2552, which is the 3217 Skinner Mill Road. Before we entertain a motion, I want to turn back to the applicant for any additional comment.
Concerning this lot, which the fence is already built, and if there is a denial of anything, I'm just going to be cutting the fence off at 4 feet and leaving it there and not destroying it and tearing it down. I spent thousands of dollars building this thing personally. If there was a house, there's no house on this lot, and it seems like your ordinance is tied to houses and which way they face. There is no house, and it's a 2.5 acre piece of land with no house, and it seems as though I would be able to, since if I did have a house and it was facing the other way, I would be able to put a 6-foot fence on Skinner Mill.
I'm going to let staff clarify because I don't believe that's necessarily the correct interpretation.
Okay.
That is, unfortunately, that is not the case. The rules apply if there's a house occupying a lot or not. And you could take that as special consideration in internalizing and interpreting what his intentions are for the property, but that has no bearing. A home being placed on the property has no bearing on the height of the fence.
All right.
Hey, and one more. There is no metal fencing, it's a gate. A gate entering the lot is what she was referring to. I put a gate so that I'd be
We
able to
don't vote on the appearance of things. We only vote on the height of it. And so this variance is requesting to take an additional 2 feet. As you say, if you cut it down to 4 feet, we don't take into consideration what it looks like. So,
I wouldn't have built this type of fence 4 feet tall. I was trying to build something no one could jump, but that's what I'll be doing if I have to.
And just to add to that, it looks like your metal gate is 4 feet in height, so it looks like it complies.
all right, I'll entertain a motion for this BZA 2552. Oh, sorry, I'm seeing Mr. Bringham's question.
I'm going to make a motion to approve the allowance of a 6-foot fence at 3217 Skinner Mill Road.
All right, there is a motion to approve a 6-foot variance at 3217 Skinner Mill. Do I hear any seconds?
Second.
We have a second? I'm sorry, did you second that? Okay, there's a second to approve. All right, roll call. All in favor of approving the variance on BZA 2552, which is 3217 Skinner Mill Road, to allow for a 6-foot fence?
Before I roll call, there's no substitute motion. Before I do a roll call.
Mr. Chairman.
I make a substitute motion to deny.
All right, there's a substitute motion to deny by Ms. Williams.
Second.
Sorry, who seconds?
I second.
And second by Mr. Rowe.
Okay.
And I want to go to Mr. Turner real fast.
I'm sorry, I actually have a question of staff. So on BZA, was it 2552? Is that where we are? Which is a vacant lot that currently has an unapproved 6-foot fence and a 4-foot gate. If we were to somehow approve this, would the gate become 6-foot eligible or not? Okay, thank you.
All right, we have a substitute motion to deny the requested variance to keep the 6-foot fence that already exists. We're going to take a roll call on whether or not you are approving to deny. Just say deny. I'm trying to get him into a better place. All right, if you're, let's get the vote on it.
Substitute first. What happened?
The debate's been pretty exhaustive. I think we can go ahead and vote on the second,
Well,
on the secondary motion.
I think the parliamentarians say we can debate the issue.
I believe that's to the discretion of the chairman.
I'll appeal to the parliamentarian.
If you call for questions.
I appreciate it. It's up to the chairman to make that decision. We're going to go ahead and vote on the substitute motion, please.
All right, so we got a substitute motion to deny BZA 2552. All right, so Board Member Chivers, how do we vote?
Deny.
Okay. Board Member Turner?
Oppose.
Board Member Brigham?
I'm opposed to denial.
Okay. Board Member Maestri? Okay. Board Member A. Williams?
Approve.
Board Member Pascal?
Deny.
Board Member Rowe?
Deny.
Board Member Trulock?
Oppose.
Board Member E. Williams?
Deny.
And Board Member Forrest?
Deny.
All right,
Mr.
so
Chair.
what happened?
I'm denying the substitute motion, right?
You voting on the substitute motion.
So you want to deny or you approve it?
I want to deny that motion.
Substitute.
Yeah. No, I was denying the substitute.
We're denying the whole
Yeah, I'm
process.
opposed. Yeah, okay.
Okay, you said, I got you
All
right,
Andy,
right?
Can you read the results, please?
Yes. So, so to make sure, because when Ms. A, when you said approve, but you denied still, you're approving the denial. Gotcha. So BZA 2552 has been denied.
I think he wants to.
Oh, you want to know? You want to know the numbers?
No, you don't have to give me the numbers. I just want to know whether or not it was denied or not.
Mr. Chairman, I want it.
Would you mind giving
I
us
want
the
the vote
number
count.
amount? Give us the vote count, please.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to vote for the denial and 3
To oppose it.
to oppose it.
All right, 7-3, it is denied.
I'm recusing.
I got Chip, Tribune, Brigham, and Turner. I got Brigham, Turner, and
We go to legal.
If we could, in the future, please vote support or opposition. That way,
Support or oppose?
it's not confusing.
It's still denied.
Let's get some composure here. Look professional, please. Thank you very much. All right. All three have been denied? All right, thank you. Those have been denied. All right, we're going to move on to some housekeeping here now. We have to vote on vice chair and chairman. So y'all will get yourself ready for that. We're going to start with vice chairman, who is currently Reginald Forrest.
I make a motion that Reginald Forrest keeps the position as vice chairman to serve another term.
A second.
A motion and a second by show of hands or the show of hands. All in favor of keeping the vice chairman as is? Unanimous? Williams and then Williams.
Write it down, Williams and Williams.
Williams and Williams. All right, and now for your chairman, who is Sean Mooney. Any nominations?
I make a motion to nominate, to keep Sean Mooney as the chairperson another year also.
Second.
All right. Abstain. Ooh, boy, all in favor of the motion? Any in opposition?
Opposed.
Any? We got Ross down there. Any abstentions for real? Did you want to abstain? No. All right, good. All right. Anything from the legal department?
This is Lenitha Pitts from the legal department. I have nothing.
Thank you very much. Everyone have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Thanks.
Cookies or something.